What is up, our brethren of the Forge? Brandon Green and Ben 40 are here. It is the end of the month, and it is time to talk about the best albums of November. If you like top lists, reactions, and coverage of some of the best metal releases of the underground, consider subscribing to our channel and be sure to hit that notification button. That way you never miss a video. We post weekly. Engage with us. Hit us up on our socials. Go in the comments. Let us know what you like. Let's get to our picks. The first one on my list is Countless Skies Glow. This is released on November 6th. Some of the best melodic death metal of the year, and I had never heard of this band before this record. If you love Insomnium, Be'lakor, Devin Townsend, and imagine those members making a supergroup, you would have all of the vibes that is all over Countless Skies' second full length. I love their ability to seamlessly transition between progressive elements and melodic death metal. The harsh vocals are stellar, and the clean vocals add a tremendous amount of depth and emotion to this record. It's rare these days that you hear bands spearheading their own style, and I feel like Countless Skies found a fantastic niche in the metal world. This album gets better every single listen for me, and the last half of the record is some of the most mind-blowing music of 2020. Here's a clip of Glow Part 1, Resolution. You can support Countless Skies on their Bandcamp page. They have CDs, vinyl, shirts, and hoodies. Definitely pick something up. This is an absolutely fantastic band with some great progressive melodic death metal.
Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. My first pick is Pulsar, Burning Flesh and Time. This German-based doom sludge band independently came out with their second full-length album at the top of this month, and oh boy, it's superbly unique. This band has a multitude of tricks that they pull from their sleeves, and it keeps this hour-plus long album engaging and interesting to listen to. I really love how vocally diverse they are, with haunting cleans and chanting sections that are contrasted by howling, distorted, growling shouts. As a guitar player, I'm really impressed by their riffs and how heterogeneous they can be from song to song. This is not a band that has trapped themselves in the "let's play stoner riffs for 6 to 10 minutes" corner. They absolutely shatter that facade within minutes of the album kicking off. I'm also a huge fan of their chosen sonic qualities. The guitars are very reminiscent of Master of Reality era Black Sabbath with that huge old Marshall tone, and it fits perfectly with what they're doing. On the other hand, the drums have a more modern production value to them. They're right in your face. They don't feel like they're at the back of the rehearsal room. It's really a brilliant contrast. Check out this clip from Ghosts of the Old Belief. Just listening to that one song really doesn't do this band or this album justice. The entire album is utterly multifaceted. This is a brilliant record, and I'm glad I just stumbled on these guys. If you like your doom sludgy with infectious riffs, nostalgic production values, and always keeping you guessing as to what's going to happen next, Pulsar needs to be on your radar. Support them on Bandcamp, where they have digital copies of Burning Flesh and Time available.
Next on my list is December Noir, The Renaissance of Hope. This was released on November 13th. Maybe the award for the most depressing album cover of 2020. Seriously, my emotions run all over the place when I look at that image because it's super depressing. I thought I was done with my Doom album picks when we filmed our Best Doom Albums of 2020 episode, but The Renaissance of Hope absolutely deserves a spot in that list. The most impressive piece of this record, I think, are the surprising compositions throughout every track. The songs go places extremely unconventional for a typical melodic doom band, but that makes this record extremely special. The harsh vocals are fantastic, the riffs and heavy moments are brutal as hell. Definitely jump on this record if you like bands like Daylight Dies, Rapture, Insomnium, things like that. Here's a clip from Hope/Renaissance. You can support December Noir on their Bandcamp page. They have LPs and CDs available. Do not sleep on this release if you like your death doom on the melodic side.
So I'm going to do something a little different for my next pick. I'm going to take two albums of similar genres and put them head to head. Only one album can come out on top of the best of the month.
There can be only one.
The criteria for choosing this winner will be lyrics and themes, songwriting, sonic qualities, and overall thoughts. So in this corner, we have Deluge, Aego, Templo. This French post-black metal hardcore band is brand new to me. This is their second album, and the band is signed to Metal Blade at this time. In the opposite corner, we have Sepulchre by the Sea, Conqueror Worm. This is a one-man post-black metal band that I covered on last week's episode of Underground Spotlight. For lyrics and themes, this one's a tie. I had a hard time finding lyrics for Deluge online. There shouldn't be any excuse for that in the 21st century, mind you, especially on a major label like Metal Blade. And I can't understand them because they're completely in French. I can't understand them just listening to them. However, the one song I was able to translate and find had some pretty cool lyrics. I also did some research and found an interview where guitarist Francois Horde says Aego Templo is more about the work we have to do on ourselves to be better or more accomplished persons. I think that's righteous, and I love when bands have that philosophy in their music. For Sepulchre by the Sea, their lyrics and themes are inspired entirely by the works of Edgar Allan Poe. And if anyone knows me on a personal level, you know I eat that kind of stuff up. I even have a Edgar Allan Poe tattoo. This one was a wash. Both bands are winners in the lyrics and themes category. For sonic qualities, I had to give this one to Deluge. I was going to use the phrase overproduced, but I don't even know what that means. I think that it's a phrase that people use when they look down upon modern production values. I don't think there's anything to be looked down upon as far as Deluge's sonic qualities go. Yeah, it sounds modern. Yeah, it sounds crisp and clear. Sepulchre, on the other hand, has a very electronic-sounding drum tone, and the guitar tone really leaves something to be desired, especially for me as a real guitar tone snob. Deluge has the sonic qualities on this one all day. Here's a clip from them to prove it. For songwriting, this one goes to Sepulchre by the Sea. After looking into the band a bit, it seems to be a passion project, and the passion is astounding on Conqueror Worm. The music is multifaceted and unpredictable, whereas Deluge kind of lays everything on the table in the first few songs. You learn their playbook rather quickly, and that's why Sepulchre by the Sea takes the songwriting. And with those categories, we have a tie, so my overall thoughts will determine the winner for this one, and I have to give it to Sepulchre by the Sea. While they do lose a point in the sonic qualities category, I have to say that Conqueror Worm just feels more passionate. It's like a love letter to post-black metal, while including some novel characteristics. I'm very excited to see where this band goes with their next album. And if you want to see more of my review of Conqueror Worm, check out last week's episode of Underground Spotlight. Brandon and I want to be one of your resources for finding new metal music. We approach our analysis not just as passionate fans, but as seasoned musicians and audio engineers. We hope that you'll consider subscribing, following us on Spotify or Bandcamp, and being a part of our journey through the metal landscape. Let's check out our next picks.
Last on my list is Eternal Champion, Ravening Iron. This was released on November 20th. This album was one of the most anticipated albums of 2020 for me and actually a lot of the metal scene. This record has phenomenal old school production, easily one of the best in that whole sword and sorcery vibe that traditional heavy metal releases have in terms of production and mixing. Absolutely fantastic instrumentation and vocal hooks all over this album. I feel like Eternal Champion are starting to carry the torch for Cirith Ungol in terms of sound and persona, even though that Cirith Ungol are still together. The dungeon delving and fantasy elements elevate this record to a whole new level. The album artwork is fantastic. It reminds me of that old school Frank Frazetta style, which I absolutely love. Looking at that album cover, I can't help but reminded of this moment from South Park.
I see that you're enticed by my daughter's awesome rocking tits. Then bathe with my daughter in the fountain of Varnoth. Appease the gods by lathering her boobs with soapy suds.
Yeah. This album gets better from beginning to end, easily a highlight of 2020 and a album of the year list contender for me. Here's a clip from SKULLSEEKER. You can support Eternal Champion on their Bandcamp page. It looks like that everything is sold out, unfortunately, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do additional prints, given how quickly their merch has moved. But share their music, get this stuff around. These guys absolutely deserve it.
Rising from the volcanic ashes is Katla's Allt, Helvítis, Myrkur, or in English, All This Damned Darkness. Katla was formed by former SKULLSEEKER drummer Gummi and Elder Thorberg, who is not in SKULLSEEKER, but he is an Icelandic metal musician. Brandon and I had the privilege to meet and play with Gummi back in 2014 at the Middle East in Boston when he was in SKULLSEEKER. I remember being really impressed that evening by Gummi's performance. If you listen to the earlier SKULLSEEKER records, it sounds like he's still just kind of figuring out his playing style, but that night he was absolutely killing it behind the kit. There's a lot of drama surrounding Gummi's departure from SKULLSEEKER. I'm not going to get into it because if you want to find it, it's all online. I don't know how deliberate it is that Katla and SKULLSEEKER both released their albums within a week of each other, but I suspect that that was intentional, as there is no doubt an unspoken rivalry between the bands. Hey, look, sometimes rivalry is good for us as audience members. I think it really forces one or both of the bands to really step up their game. So who's the clear winner in this? We are, as fans and consumers. This month was really tough for me as far as music goes because I listened to a lot of releases that were they were bland and they didn't really stick with me. But I really love this Katla album because it feels refreshing and unique. It has fantastic cohesion with all the songs flowing into one another, creating a very cinematic vibe. It's that cinematic atmosphere that really drew me into this record. It feels ominous and foggy. There's also some great skill on display from Elder on this record. He's a talented guitarist and vocalist. If you're into extreme music that is clearly inspired by post-rock, you'll really dig this record. There are moments of wide open emptiness with just guitar and synth. These sections help to deliver the atmosphere. And then it feels as if your world closes in on you when they punish you with these chaotic drum beats and vicious guitar riffs. Here's a clip from... Oh, I'm going to struggle with this one. Here's a clip from HUSAVIKUR-JON. Maybe. Katla is a band that I will be keeping on my radar for years to come. I love the sincerity of their music and that post-rock inspired melodramatic vibe that they perform so well. Definitely support Katla by purchasing their music on Bandcamp or wherever Prophecy records are sold. They have a variety of LPs and CDs for purchase. And that wraps up our best picks for November. What are your favorites? Be sure to like or dislike this video, leave a comment below with your favorites of November, and share this video so we can help spread the word about these fantastic bands and artists. For John, friends.